Hello, it's Dr. Kate here, checking in on Friday. I don't know why it's so glowy. Wanted to talk a little bit about how do we get in our best clear mind when we want to be thinking outside of the box, new solutions, new ideas of how to approach challenges and problems in our lives. And I'm a big advocate, of course, about addressing being in the body, being present in the body is one of the best ways that we can access a clearer mind. Hi, everybody. Glad for joining me. I'm glad you're here. So we get clarity when we're present in our body, and we get present in our body. The quickest, fastest way is through breathing and focusing our attention. So when you are faced with challenges, you're faced with a problem, and our thinking mind wants to jump in and say, let's push, let's figure this out, right? It's really not going to probably be as efficient or as effective in helping us than when we can get present in our body and we can breathe and allow ourselves to settle in and really be in the moment. Then our brain works better. We have all of the science and information about this, that our mind is most clear when we're actually present and embodied. And so the truth is, most of us walking around don't realize when we're not in our body. And it's a really important and helpful thing to start noticing. How do you know when you're embodied and how that's relating to your having fuzzy thinking? You're having a challenging time focusing on what's happening, what the solutions are. And this is where we want to just increase that awareness. We want to practice being able to step out of the old ways of solving issues and give it space, give it perspective, step out, move back in to our body in some form, right? Use one of your tools to do this so that we can come from a different perspective, right? It's all about perspective when we can come from a place of awareness instead of our thinking mind. When we can come from a place of being present instead of sort of that stress, that overwhelm that comes with having a problem. And these are the ways that we utilize different ways of being to help us challenge these problems in a way that actually can help us find completely different options, completely different outcomes than we would have ever imagined. If we're in that space of being willing to rest the thinking mind and go into another way of being present. And this is what allows us to come to fantastic new openings that we wouldn't have seen. So the challenge is that it's interrupting the routine. So freeing things up means letting go of the old routines of how we normally handle challenges and problems and giving ourselves some space to be more creative, to step back from the problem rather than let's go jump in with all of our old tools and our old coping strategies. We want to give space so that we're allowing another way of perceiving what's happening, another way of what the solution might be. And this gives us access to this very different modality and styles of problem solving that we wouldn't have if we just stay in our thinking mind. Okay? So I want to invite you to just be wondering about how could you do that? How could you be more aware when the problems arise and how you could give yourself some space to have some perspective? For me, the easiest way, one of my go-tos, is to get outside. And being outside right away can help me shift my thinking. I open to the skies, I open to the air, I open to the earth beneath me, and I'm able to completely get out of that I want to say almost fearful thinking mind, which is kind of what gets triggered when we're in a problem, right? Is we kind of go into the overwhelm and panic of like, oh my God, this is a problem. I got to figure it out. And so we want to interrupt those routines and see another way to come at it using our awareness and our body consciousness. Okay? And this might feel difficult at first. It might feel very, like, I don't know how to do that. But, you know, most of us have some ways that we know we can kind of create that little mental shift. Getting outside is a good one. So try it on. Let me know how it works for you. And especially if you have this experience of coming at a problem with a different way of looking at it, come back and share it with me. I love to hear that. And I love to know what it is that you found useful. For me, this has been a very powerful way of getting through places where we're expecting our left brain mind to be able to come up with these new ideas. And it's really the right brain, the body consciousness, that's going to help us do that. All right. So if you are interested in this, please reach out to me. If you're curious, please find me. You can find me through my website. I do have some calls open next week to jump on a call and talk about business life balance, see what's going on for you and what could be helpful. So know I'm here. Have a beautiful day and a great weekend.